Og velkommen tilbage til lidt mere Vampyr. Vi skulle til noget Whitechapel, tror jeg. Reach Whitechapel.
Whitechapel. This neighborhood is linked somehow to the kind Lady Ashbury's blackmail. First, let's find this Petrescu fellow.
Lad os gøre det. Petrescu fellow. Det var så ikke den her vej. Vi må lige ud. Jeg gider simpelthen ikke at læse de der plakater, bare lige så vi er enige. Okay, der står 2 deroppe. De er ikke helt gode venner, og så ligger der en der og chiller. Han er mega død. Okay, så er der en mere, der er død. Okay, jeg prøver at løbe så hurtigt jeg overhovedet kan. Der sker ikke rigtig noget. Der var den. Jeg tror, der er meningen, man skulle se det der. Forholdsvis meget snakken rundt i krogene her. Jeg kan ikke finde ud af, hvor det kommer fra det hele. Jeg kunne egentlig også godt tænke mig at finde nogle rotter ad. Fandme en mærkelig sætning, men så er det. Nu skal den her vej, tror jeg. Nu kan jeg høre rotter, synes jeg. Er det et godt tegn? Eller et dårligt tegn? Jeg tror, det er et dårligt tegn, når det er sådan lige før en mission, der starter, at man så kan få noget at spise. Og der står ikke lige der. Det er en dame. Jeg kan ikke finde ud af, er de venlige, eller får jeg bare totalt tæsk, hvis jeg snakker med nogen her?
Even the flu is no match for the Swanborough cordial.
Hvordan er det nu, hvis jeg eksempelvis vil forføre hende og så æde hende? Kan man det?
The answer to all your problems, as long as you have the money.
Good evening, miss.
Good evening, sir. Are you interested in a miraculous cure for this unknown and deadly epidemic?
Actually, I am.
Then you have come to the right place. The famous Swanborough cordial is all you need to help keep you in perfect health.
Oh, really? Why didn't I hear about it during my studies? I'm Jonathan Reid, by the way. Dr. Jonathan Reid.
Ah, my brother has spoken of your research, sir. I'm Loretta Swanborough, and it's always a pleasure to meet a fellow healer.
Let's trade.
I'd like to see what kind of medicine you're selling.
Så skal vi købe noget. Og hvorfor har jeg kun 166 shillings? Jeg synes ikke, jeg laver andet end at rende rundt og købe, eller finde shillings. A small medical glass vial. What? Veal, eller det er simpelthen for dyrt. Hvordan er det nu? Nej. Ja, den der. Lad os lige se. Nej. Screw it. She shall live. Jeg tror, indgangen var lige her, var den ikke? Jo. Kom ind.
What do you want? Leave me alone.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reid. I'm looking for Nurse Dorothy Crane.
There is no Dorothy Crane here. Now goodbye.
I'm afraid this medical leaflet says the opposite, sir.
Really? Well, I'm afraid I'm going to close this door right now. Go bother someone else, Mr. Doctor.
To enter that house, I must discover who this man really is. Maybe I could start by observing what he's up to.
What? Hans actions. Kan man se ham herinde igennem? Det må blive et nej til actions gennem vinduet. Hvad sker der her? Nå, det var fordi der skulle jeg hen, eller hvad?
strange man was at the door with a pass for our medical facility. I refused him entry.
Darius, how could you know he didn't need our help?
His clothes were too finely tailored to be for Whitechapel.
Perhaps just a friend of that stray poet who is always about.
Richard Nethercott? No, not of the same cloth, this man. I suspect some machination from that journalist.
Clayton Darby. Is he still asking questions?
Yes. I saw him drifting around St. Mary's Church. I swear he is tracking me just downwind.
Skal vi bare åbne? Er det det,
I
I
must
siger?
talk to that journalist or the poet. They must know about Darius. Nearby the church they just mentioned.
Ja. Vi må den her vej. Går jeg ud fra. Det kan godt være en lille smule frustrerende at finde rundt. Skal vi bare æde alle
Welcome,
vi
sir.
ser?
Please take a browse of my wares.
I am Dr. Reid. I would like to ask you a few questions if you don't mind.
Doctor? Interesting. I'm Barrett Lewis. Usually I don't have time to waste with talk, but at this hour of the night I can hardly refuse.
Trade.
Right then. Show me what you have.
Jeg magter ikke at købe noget af dig. Jeg gider egentlig heller ikke at snakke med dig. Find Clayton in the area. Der er I hvert fald en præst.
Forgive my interruption.
Do not apologize, my son. Father Tobias Whitaker is always happy to teach mortals about the incoming Armageddon.
I am Dr. Jonathan Reid, and I just have a few questions.
A scientist? You are much more lost than I thought, my son.
Ja.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? I'd like to know more about her.
I don't like the liberal ideas of nurses, but I especially abhor that Nurse Crane you mentioned.
So, you're not exactly a fan of Florence Nightingale's work. But nurses are essential for modern healthcare.
Nuns should be the only women allowed to take care of male patients. It's obvious only they have the necessary moral fiber.
I hate Nurse Crane.
Why do you hate Nurse Crane more than other nurses?
Before coming to London, she was a member of the communist resistance in her country. That's what happens when you let a woman get involved in politics.
På ingen måde mandsjuvenistisk, heldigvis.
Have you any friends? Any family left in these terrible times?
No. But I have a disciple I see as my son. He is so devoted. I sent him to preach the good word in the heart of this corrupted city.
Where did you send him?
I sent Samuel to the Stonebridge Cemetery, where the pestilence and evil grows night after night.
You sent him on some preaching crusade during the epidemic.
As a true believer, Samuel will fear no evil while he walks through the valley of the shadow of death.
Vi skal bruge flere hints.
What do you mean when you say that I am more lost than you thought?
All scientists are entangled in a world of causes and consequences, and most of them can't see the plain truth.
Quite a judgmental opinion, if you ask me. But what do I know? Blinded by science as I am.
But you are seeking answers, aren't you? Answers about the Armageddon about to strike the city. Answers about the hidden truth.
I am. But the answers I seek are based on facts, not superstition. What do you mean when you say that I am more lost than you thought?
All scientists are entangled in a world of causes and consequences, and most of them can't see the plain truth.
Quite a judgmental opinion, if you ask me. But what do I know? Blinded by science as I am.
Oh, come
you are
on.
seeking answers, aren't you? Answers about the Armageddon about to strike the city. Answers about the hidden truth.
I'm
Well,
listening.
I suppose I can spare a few minutes listening to your so-called truth.
As a doctor, you must be aware of the decimating epidemic. But let me tell you that this so-called Spanish flu is just the beginning of the end.
What do you mean?
The beast is finally revealing itself, corrupting the flesh and the heart of men. With my own eyes I have seen them, those minions from the abyss.
I've heard enough. What is your plan?
Really? And what would be your answer to this biblical threat?
We must fight the disease before this legion outnumbers us. But not with scalpels and microscopes. No.
What is left then?
Cleansing fire.
Tell me, Tobias, what exactly is your plan concerning the cleansing of this city?
God will recognize his own. More than once this city has risen from the ashes, hardened and purified by the flames.
Fire is just the instinctive answer of a caveman facing something he does not understand. This is the 20th century.
Your lack of faith is predictable. But my task is to convince rational minds like yours to see the light. This is God's will.
You're mad and dangerous. You're nothing but a soulless butcher. A small-time Torquemada. The Savonarola of Whitechapel.
My son, if you think salvation is a free gift, go listen to the lies of that pompous fool, Joseph.
Joseph, a fool?
Vicar Larrabee of St. Mary's Church. While he continues preaching his fraudulent redemption, more and more people die in the streets.
What do you mean when you say that I am more lost than you thought?
All scientists are entangled in a war
Ej,
of
det er ikke
causes
rigtigt.
and consequences. And most of them can't see the plain truth.
Quite a judgmental opinion, if you ask me.
But you are...
Ej, man kan ikke gå ud af det. Jo, man kunne sgu så. I'm listening. Nej. Det har vi. What?
Well, I suppose I can spare a few minutes listening to your...
As a doctor,
What do you mean?
the beast...
Sådan. I've heard
I
enough.
have heard enough. Goodbye.
Oh my god, hvis du trykker på det forkerte, så er det bare ærgerligt. Hvorfor highlighter den det, som om det ikke er det forkerte?
Soon the time will come when you will all be judged for your sins. Even
Clayton,
now he judges
where
your
is you?
sins.
Jeg ved godt, det ikke var den korrekte grammatik. Det var en joke. Mor. Nå, skal vi se, om man er herinde et eller andet sted. Nå, han ikke. Det er lidt langhåret det her spil, ikke? Lidt lange løbeture og enormt lange dialoger. Hvis man ikke kan lide sådan noget, så skal man ikke spille det her spil. Nu kommer ind her. Nej. No. Hvad her? Nej.
I cannot enter.
Det er lidt lineært. Nej. Jeg satser på, at jeg ikke behøver så gå ud og lege med de der onde mennesker. Der var det ikke. Går vi lige den anden vej rundt. Se om der er mere held. I don't think so.
Your home will not protect you, for there is no protection against malevolence and trickery.
Altså, det er ikke ham her, vel?
Excuse me, sir. Are you familiar with
No.
this part of town? Name's Clayton Darby, reporter.
Sorry, I'm new to Whitechapel. But Perhaps you could help me since you're a journalist. My name is Jonathan Reid.
Dr. Reid, the famous surgeon. I'll gladly help if I'm able, sir.
Nice.
I heard you're investigating an underground medical dispensary in Whitechapel. What do you know about it?
Not much, I'm afraid. They are wary of strangers, and I'm not really an acquaintance of theirs. Why do you care?
I'm a doctor, Mr. Darby. I care about everything involving public health and this epidemic.
Are you sure you're not just concerned about the repercussions that a scandal involving a certain Nurse Crane from the Pembroke Hospital would bring?
Without a doubt, you are a damn fine journalist, Mr. Darby. What do you know of her accomplice, a man named Darius?
I don't know much about the man. He's very cautious. Never goes out. Doesn't seem to have any friends or family.
He never goes out?
No. A few days ago, he unexpectedly did. I followed him, but it was just a ruse to keep me away from his house.
Really? How do you know?
He went to the nearest mailbox, but just before posting his letter, he ripped it up and threw it away.
He has no relatives at all?
No. Except for that strange man, a poet named Richard Nethercott, who sometimes comes by. Darius would never let him in.
Where can I find this Mr. Nethercott?
He spends most of his time lurking around Whitechapel, talking to himself or declaring verses. These days, you can usually find him behind the church.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, Mr. Darby. Farewell.
Vi fik, hvad vi skulle bruge. No more need for talk. Alright. Mailbox and the letter. Okay, det her det kommer til at sutte så meget. Og jeg går ud fra, at vi skal derop, eftersom det ikke var en mulighed før. Det skulle vi så på ingen måde. Kan vi så komme videre et eller andet sted her? Derovre, eller? Sindssygt, det var langt noget. Find the mailbox. Og lige være sikker på, at det ikke var det, jeg fandt lige før. Jeg kan ikke komme derind. Og den der så jeg skal ikke før. Small flower. Med en voucher. Jeg skal derind. Har du nøglen, eksempelvis?
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reid. I'd like to ask you a few questions. I know what you're thinking. A tall stranger who meets a girl in the street at night. It reeks of the penny dreadfuls. But I mean you no harm, truly.
Du siger ikke meget.
Melia, I know you work for Dorothy Crane. Please tell me about her secret dispensary. A stubborn and mute comrade. Nurse Crane and Darius Petrescu have been clever.
Hun er stum, tror jeg.
I know you understand what I'm saying. Your silence has nothing to do with you being mute, does it?
Goodbye.
Very well. Goodbye then.
Hold kæft, det var en fed samtale. Det minder lidt om samtlige samtaler, jeg nogensinde har haft med et hundkøb. Dårligste joke nogensinde. Undskyld. Du hørte den her først. Jeg er meget forvirret lige nu, fordi at jeg skal finde en postkasse, jeg ikke ved, hvor er, og et brev, jeg ikke ved, hvor er. Og jeg får ikke meget hjælp af hende der. Det er den postkasse, der er det, ikke? Det er der mega meget en postkasse. Der var også et brev.
The content of Darius' letter to his children could give me more leverage to enter.
What? Jeg glemmer konstant at bruge den her vampyr evne. Det er lidt dumt, for jeg tror sådan set, den vil hjælpe mig forholdsvis meget. gengæld synes jeg, det er lidt irriterende, at jeg fandt en postkasse sådan fuldstændig ud af det blå, og det så ikke var den postkasse, men om man ser, okay, jeg fandt et brev. Habitat of Whitechapel. Who that? Who that? Det her, det var lukket, ikke? Eller kan jeg rent faktisk komme ind den her vej fra? Goddammit! Det her, det irriterer mig. Jeg bliver nødt til at stoppe hele tiden for at lade kameravinklen følge med. Der er ikke noget auto-kameravinkel. Who be you? Nå, det er ham der. Ham der. Oh. Det glimter, det der. Og lige en glitch i spillet der. Der står sådan en. Hvad level er du? 10. Er det meget? Det kan det ikke være. Jeg er 9. Let's fuck you up. Mangler lidt af det her. Haha! I got new abilities. Nej, prøv at se, han missede, og så alligevel kommer han op på mig. God! Ikke at det betyder så meget igen, men alligevel lidt irriterende. Nej, du kommer til at give mig noget blood. Give me. I need blood. En mere. Og så er du død. Die, mofo, die. Og det gik meget godt. Og så skal jeg bare finde Mr. Whitechapel. Alright, det må være herovre omkring. Jeg ved godt, han ikke hedder Mr. Whitechapel. Han bor på Whitechapel, og derfor er han Mr. Whitechapel. Er det ikke det ham der? Jo, det må det være.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reid. I would like to ask you a few questions.
Please be my guest. Although I may not be the best informant regarding this part of town, my words speak about that which the eyes cannot see.
Really? Are you an artist of some kind?
I'm a poet, sir. Richard Nethercott, at your service.
Nethercott.
May I ask you a few questions about the district?
Extraordinary part of town, is it not? I'll be glad to help you, if I can.
What can you tell me about an old man called Darius?
Darius Petrescu? Yes, I know him. At first, I thought he was only a small publisher. I invited him to publish my work, but his reaction was pretty clear.
Not interested in your talent?
Darius is an old political activist who takes delight in printing tracts and lampoons. Those communist activities only require mediocre writing skills.
Og så er det sagt.
I'm looking for Dorothy Crane, a nurse who lives in this vicinity.
Dorothy Crane. Oh, I love the name. The Crane of Whitechapel. Sounds very mysterious. But sorry, no, never heard of her.
Må ikke du har det? Personal question. Det spørgsmål, skal jeg spørge ham om mere for at finde ud af et eller andet? Der er i hvert fald ikke noget der antyder det. Der kommer der et hint.
Did you know the Mute Florist is a member of a secret society?
No, I didn't. But I thank you for this information, sir. For it only enriches the mystery surrounding the precious camellia.
Are you not curious? Is there not more you wish to know?
That girl has not an ounce of malice in her. Whatever she may be hiding, it's certain to be for the benefit of most, if not all.
I fear you are a hopeless romantic, Mr. Nethercott.
Guilty as charged, Dr. Reid.
Tell me, Mr. Nethercott, Why seek inspiration in Whitechapel?
The place is not beautiful per se, but how to explain it? Stirring and challenging.
Spørgsmålet er, om vi skal bruge mere i og for sig.
Do you not think it a little morbid?
On the contrary, sir. Whitechapel is full of life, full of beauty. Just like my dear muse, the wonderful Camellia.
What can you tell me about Camellia?
Not much, and that's the beauty of it. She can't speak, you know. She's a locked mystery who exhales kindness and sweetness.
Jeg tror ikke, vi har brug for så meget mere. Der er i hvert fald
Perhaps you're just afraid to find out the truth about your muse.
One day, perhaps, I'll ask her to come with me. But will she still be my wild flower of Whitechapel if she moves uptown?
And have you ever tried to learn more about her? Where she lives? How she survives? Whom she may know?
Maybe I prefer she remains an enigma. Reality can be so dull, don't you think?
Edward Enigma.
In what way, exactly?
The struggle by gaslight, the barren smiles and the added hunger under the rain.
If you say so.
Such vibrant antagonism and vivid paradox. The stripped humanity raged across each street.
Vivid, of course, yes. And what about the poignant distress?
Oh yes, the poignant distress. You see what I mean, don't you? That's what I want to write about, and that's what Whitechapel is made of.
Jamen, godt. Se, jeg kan ikke spørge om det spørgsmål. Jeg har lige fået en hint på ham også.
Are you aware that your life could be in danger in this part of town?
But this is where I must be to feel the real beat of the city. I had to come, see it for myself, alone.
I understand your need for solitude, but it's not safe around here.
I don't care. I don't have many friends, Doctor, and my family despises me.
Godt så.
If some misfortune came upon you, who would be here to help you?
Well, you for a start, my dear Doctor.
Haha, du har meget tillid til en mand, du aldrig har mødt.
May I ask what you're doing at this hour of night, sir? Do you live here?
Not at all. I'm just enjoying the pleasure of a quiet walk. Though night talks are always preferable, if you ask me. Especially with strangers.
Han er lidt sær, ikke?
But are you not afraid of the epidemic?
Oh, why should I? I see some equity in the Spanish flu. No flesh should be saved, say the scriptures. Good or evil, rich or poor, all are equal in the eyes of the flu.
If you say so. But as a physician in a time of epidemic, I must caution you to avoid unnecessary exposure, sir.
Thank you, Doctor. But we both know the seeker of truth has to go boldly where the weak dare not.
Det er smukt og poetisk.
What are your thoughts on the terrible situation in this city?
Terrible, you say? No. Of course, the death of so many innocents is a tragedy. But the scourge has not been all bad for the city. Oh, no, sir.
What are you talking about?
Do you remember London before the flu? Noisy, cacophonic, quiet nowhere to be found. And now, listen to this oddly peaceful silence.
Peaceful silence, really?
That's quite an unusual way to speak about the epidemic. And very inappropriate, I must say.
Most people fail to understand my perspective. I don't blame them. But how could I call myself a poet if I veiled my feelings?
Kunne vi ikke spørge mig om noget mere? Det irriterer mig, der er et hint, vi ikke kan få. Altså alt det der er blevet... Fuck det. Der er ikke
I'll leave you alone, sir.
Oh boy.
Darius is a bit less of a mystery now. It should not be that difficult to incite him to let me in.
Var det det? Jeg synes lige, vi skal snakke med ham der venteren, eller hvad han var. En eller anden lille loppemarkedmand. Er det overhovedet et ord? Loppemarkedmand? Det er lige fundet på. Det er pis godt over. Er den her vej? Yes. Og jeg lige ved at fare vild. På den der meget korte strækning. Sådan er det. Fare vild i en telefonboks.
Come on, Barrett, you know the game. You pay for peace of mind.
Can't you just look the other way this week, Joe? Come on, we can sort it out, right?
It's not my call, Barrett. You pay one way or another.
Please, Joe. How long have we known each other? We even used to be neighbours, for Christ's sake.
I'd prefer not to give you another beating, Barrett.
Okay, jeg tror, det betyder, at du skal smutte, Barrett. Vi snakker lige meget mere.
Excuse me, sir. I have a few questions for you.
Another journalist? I didn't answer the first one, so piss off!
I'm not a journalist, I'm a doctor.
A doctor, you say? It's quite a rare breed in this part of town.
Really? But still, here I am. Dr. Jonathan Reid, at your service.
I'm Joe Peterson to some, but Colossus Joe to most. And I don't remember asking for your service, sir.
Have you heard of a nurse named Dorothy Crane? She's a colleague of mine, and is supposed to live around here.
Dorothy Crane? Yeah, I know her. One of the few good souls who dare to help the sick around here.
Could you please tell me more about her?
She's a nice girl. Tries to help the migrants. I offered to give her a hand, but she said my reputation would attract too much attention.
According to you, physicians are scarce in this part of town. Why is that?
Not familiar with this neighborhood, are you? I guess your fancy colleagues are too afraid of being stabbed in the back.
This part of town does have quite a reputation. Would you say it's justified?
Totally. Look at me, for instance. I always look my opponent in the eye before knocking him out.
May I ask what you do around here?
I do whatever I want, and sometimes even more. Now sod off.
I will.
Goodbye, Mr. Peterson.
Det bliver for meget, det her. Alt det snak. Lad os bare løbe tilbage og se, om vi kan komme ind. Det er meget fint til en vis grad. Men ja, det er hurtigt meget.
Mr. Petrescu, just 1 minute, please.
You again? Go away.
Det kan jeg ikke nu.
Sir, wait. Stop this nonsense. I know Nurse Crane is here. Shall we speak man to man, you and I?
All right. Speak up.
Don't you see we're on the same side? We fight to help the poor, sick, and abandoned.
I'm nothing like you, Mr. Doctor.
Yes, you are. You too believe in providing medical care without charge. You know what we have to sacrifice to make the world a better place.
I have to admit your words have conviction. All right, I'll let you see Dorothea. Don't make me regret this, though.
Det var nemt. Lad os starte med at stjæle. Det er altid sådan, man bliver gode venner med folk. Haps, stjæl lige 5 shillings fra dig. Find Dorothy. Og tager også lige, hvad der er i dit pengeskab. Var der ellers noget, du ville? Det tror jeg ikke. Distriktet er seriøst. Okay. Må jeg spise dig? Nej. Her er mit spørgsmål. Hvis en vampyr spiser en syg, bliver han så syg? Sådan forkølelseagtigt. Hvor er du henne? Jeg skal lige stjæle alle jeres ting. Så skal jeg være der med dig. Kan jeg spise dig? Nope. Jeg kan høre din stemme, og du er ovenpå. Men jeg stjæler lige alt, hvad jeg kan først. Haps, haps, haps. Mere. Den er de selv perfekt, den der, ikke? Her, tag det her. Det er dit nu. Jeg kan høre nogen, der væser.
What do we have here, nurse?
Patient Raz Van Vasily. High fever running on 3 days. Complaints of dizziness, muscle aches, and head pain. Diagnosed with influenza.
Treatment?
Aspirin and salicin for the fever and discomfort. Liquids for dehydration, but he's having trouble keeping even water down.
Thank you, nurse. Anything else I should know?
He did lose consciousness this morning, but he's never had convulsions like these.
He's not convulsing, he's choking. He's not getting any air. Scalpel! Hand me that scalpel!
What can I do, Doctor?
Anesthetics, måske? Det ved jeg faktisk ikke. Fuck det.
It's too dangerous to operate with these convulsions. Sedative, nurse. Do we have any anesthetics?
I'm sorry, Doctor. None at all.
Go for it.
I need to perform a tracheostomy. Short pipe. That rubber tube will do. We're going to cut a passage for air through the neck.
Yes, Doctor. He's breathing again, but he's coughing up blood.
Internal hemorrhaging. I need to make another incision into the chest cavity to drain the fluids from the lung. Prepare another tube.
A thoracostomy? Doctor, we've nothing to fight the infection. We need an aseptic environment.
Don't question me, nurse. I need a drain. Now.
Yes, Doctor. He's still bleeding, Doctor. I'm losing his pulse.
The drain must have punctured the intercostal artery. There's too much blood.
Oh, I'm just...
Are you all right, Doctor?
I can't see. Yes. I have this, nurse. Allow me to finish the procedure alone. I need the room.
I'd prefer to stay and see this through. This is my patient, Doctor. I have needle and thread for stitching the wound.
Good. The stitches are holding. How's he doing?
We're losing him. We've lost his pulse. He's dying, Doctor.
Okay, jeg tror, jeg tog alle de forkerte beslutninger her. Cardiac massage. Lad os tage noget.
Cardiac massage, now.
Cardiac... What?
Ja, hjertemassage. Kom nu. Fuck, vi er dårlige surgeons. Jeg tror lige, vi har slået ham ihjel.
We've lost the pulse. He's gone, Doctor.
Nurse, we did everything we could.
Truly? Everything you could? Is that how you'll report this in your log? Is this how the war went? Piling up one poor corpse beside the next?
This was not an influenza-induced seizure. I've never seen symptoms like these on the continent.
Neither have I. But the previous symptoms leading up to this attack were the same, indistinguishable from the epidemic.
No. There was something more vile in these reactions. Something primitive.
There have been numerous reports of mental breakdowns caused by the fever that accompanies the flu itself, Doctor.
Yes, but... I'd best take some samples of the blood for analysis.
I doubt you're here to test my bedside manners.
Nej.
It's locked, all right.
Spørgsmålet er, om vi haps. Skal vi level up her?
I suspect it was more than intuition alone that led you to us. So, how might I be of service, Dr. Reid?
Det er lige meget. to stop the blackmail.
I've come to put an end to this insufferable blackmailing, Dorothy.
Doctor, you think your warnings scare me? I've stolen and plied, blackmailed and lied, but what else am I to do? I'm all these people have.
Det er rigtigt.
You've convinced me of the sincerity of your actions and their noble justifications. But all the same, blackmail is a crime, and it will stop, Nurse Crane.
So, are you going to turn me over to the authorities?
Nej, jeg havde egentlig tænkt mig at embrace dig.
Nurse Crane, there is no question that the work you've done here is extraordinary, but this dispensary is incapable of coping with the outbreak. It's only a question of days before the situation at hand will overwhelm us. I cannot allow it. It's my duty to put an end to this immediately.
I'm not ashamed. I did what was right. For in the end, I saved lives and you took them. But we had so much in common, Doctor. Don't you see that?
Jeg så det. Hvad sker der?
Oh, this one stinks already. A leech!
What? Gå væk. Wow, 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 hey. Død. Var det det? Han fjernede i hvert fald sin pistol. Ham der, han ser på ingen måde friendly ud. Ah, crap. Okay. Ej, var du nederen. Hvor fanden kommer I fra, mand? Ah, haha. Ha ha ha. Jeff for far. Ej, hvor er I vilde. You say what? Nej, 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 jeg skal spise ham. Thank you. Var der ikke en mere? Var der ikke egentlig herovre? Whatever. Hvor skal vi dog hen? Med lille... skal tilbage til hospitalet. Fedt, 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 fedt. Nå, vi er tilbage på hospitalet i næste video. Håber I kan lide de her typer spil, hvor man snakker meget og løber meget. Hvis ikke, så er det i hvert fald ikke jer. Men vi ses snart i hvert fald.